Welcome to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast, where the power of words becomes a bridge between worlds. In this podcast, we embark on a dynamic exploration of the human experience, weaving a tapestry of diverse voices, stories, and perspectives. I am your host, LaVenia Richards. Join us on a journey that transcends boundaries, fostering connection, empathy, and a deeper understanding of the rich mosaic that defines us all. Get ready to reflect, resonate, and embark on a transformative odyssey through the art of conversation.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding. I am your host, LaVenia Richards. Listen, you already know how we get down. I don't want to even, take too long. So let me tell you what the topic is today, right? So today we're talking about the intersection of personal and professional, how my childhood experience drives my advocacy. Now, I'm going to bring up my guest today, Miss Lex Burrage. And Mr. J, come on up. Listen, Mr. Lockett, J Lockett, Miss Burrage, I want to welcome you back, right? It is a pleasure and definitely an honor to have you back on. I already told you, initially, I didn't want to be redundant. I was talking to you, Jay. I didn't want to be redundant with our, conversation because I had both of you guys on and we had some amazing conversation about, domestic abuse, stalking and teenagers, teen dating and all of the things. And so I wanted you back on here because I know that both of you were victims at some point. Right now, survivors of domestic violence, of that background, right? And so what I wanted to dive into is because of that, I wanted to talk about exactly what we're going to talk about because I know that there has to be some fight, if you will, some hesitance some days, some battles that you have when it comes to helping the individuals that you used to be, right? So I really want to dive into that. So to the people, first of all.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Listen, so we're gonna dive into it. Again, I kind of told about you guys, again, Jay, if you just want to, let them know again just a little bit of your background so they can know why you are going to be speaking. And then Lex, I want you to do the same thing when he's done speaking. And then we're gonna dive into the questions.
So I'm Jay. I'm a youth domestic violence advocate. I deal with anything that got to deal with the young man and the youth. Helping them, fight their battles, guiding them through the things that they need to be guiding through, and just having somebody they can talk to.
I love it.
Hey, I'm Lex. I am the domestic violence specialist at Briarwood Community Center, and I mainly help women. But if men come across my desk, I help them too. And this is just helping them get out of domestic violence situations and how do they move forward with life. And that's a big part of like who they are.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. And thank you for sharing. So I'm gonna go back and forth because I may ask you the same question, I may not. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. So Lex, I'm gonna start with you first. How has your personal experience of childhood trauma influenced your approach to advocacy and supporting survivors of similar experiences?
So it has helped me because you also look at it from the lens of I've been there. So I can't come from, oh, you need to do this, you have to do this, because those are just words. It's not that easy. So me being in a home where domestic violence was taking place, I feel like I could have done more. I didn't. In situations where I probably could have said something, but I would have got my parents in trouble. Even if somebody told me like, it's okay to tell me this, it was like, oh, do I really want to? So I never come off like, oh, you have to. And it's like you do things where people are ready, as long as it's within the means of their safety and they know they're safe or they feel comfortable. I don't force them to do anything. So that is just my approach, because being in a domestic violence world, people are already closed and they're immediately not open to you.
Right.
So you have to get these people to open up to you, or it's like, why you can't help me? No one can help me. So if you can just be relatable and basically not try to be someone's mom, I feel like you get a different approach from your clients and also their children, because they don't know who I am. And it's like, everyone has told us they could help us. And it's like, you're just someone else saying these words. Like, you got to put that pen to paper and into real life.
Right. Right. Because they have to know you care. And I'm always redundant with saying this, but again, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And not only that, it comes from a different place when you have the experience, right? If I'm telling you, girl, you should really go to college, but I'm a high school dropout, you're not going to listen to me.
Mhm.
Right. So it's coming from that space and place. Jay, would you agree? And go ahead. I do want you to answer that. And I'll ask it again. How has your personal experience of childhood trauma influenced your approach to advocacy and supporting survivors of similar experiences?
Just to piggyback off of what Lex said, seeing it in the household, you don't really know what to say, what to do, especially being at a young age. And then I was always told as a child, you don't repeat what goes on in my house. So I can't go out and really share my true feelings with anybody because it's gonna get back to home. It's gonna go somewhere that I don't want it to go, and then my mom gonna find out. Like, so pretty much, I try to let them know that it is a brighter side to this. Like, you just have to be patient, trust the process. Find somebody that you really can really trust. Like, if it's like a big brother or maybe an auntie or somebody that who understands your family, instead of going on the outside. Not saying that you can't tell an outsider, but it's just a simple fact. It's better to tell a family member than somebody at a school or out in the streets, because we know maybe they can have a better approach to talking to that family member and helping with
Yeah,
that
I like that.
situation. Maybe even taking you from the home and you spend a couple of days with them just to ease your mind.
Right. Give them a safety net,
Yeah.
a soft place to land. That is very important. Now my next question, Jay, I'm gonna come to you. How do you balance the emotional toll of your childhood experiences with the demands of your advocacy work?
So with me, I talk about this a lot. I balance by simply, I like quietness. Like, after a long day of doing the work that I do, and before I interact with anybody, such as friends, family members, I have to sit in like at least 15-20 minutes of silence. I know it's very hard to get that time, and it's very hard to juggle so many things. So I try to level myself by quietness, get me prepared, because I know it's all a mental game. Because once I'm dealing with work, I gotta go home and deal with my daughter, or I gotta go home and talk to my mother or a friend who also need my support. And I like to share this with all the young men. We are always somebody's support system. Who is our support system? So if you don't have a support system, my way of finding that support for me and being able to cope and balance, have a complete balance, is just simply quietness, taking time to myself before I give some more of my energy to somebody else.
Finding your footing, getting grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you and I like that you said that, because a lot of times we want to pour from an empty cup, and you can't do that. And so the fact that you understand that you need that moment to get grounded,
Yes.
right, so that you can get centered, so you can come back and be helpful.
Yeah.
Because if you lose your, if you lose your footing, then how do you go out and help
Yeah.
that young man and or
Correct.
young woman, because you're not balanced,
Correct.
right? And so now you're resenting the work instead of wanting to appreciate the work to help.
Yeah.
So I do like that. I'm gonna ask you the same thing, Lex. How do you balance the emotional toll of your childhood experiences with the demands of your advocacy work?
So I will say the emotions from my childhood come up every day doing this work, and it can be triggering, but you've learned how to deal with that by doing well, really, it starts out at the beginning of the day, doing what I need to do before going into work. maintaining at work. And then, like Jay said, when you get home, it can be like, oh my God, this really triggered me to thinking about something from so long ago. And my normal stress relievers might not even work. And I'm be honest, like, oh, I don't drink, but I might need a drink today. You know, it's not me, but it's like this day was a tough one, you know, but mainly because I have 2 sons. They run around here, right? My mom always, it was, if y'all don't stop laughing, shut up. Y'all too loud, because she's been at work all night. I don't want to hear that. Y'all arguing. So I don't come home and tell them they have to be. If I bring them home, or my husband go against them and they come home, we play around, we take a snack. I don't initially do my wind down when I get home, because I know everyone is happy to see me. So for me, it's like I probably got like a little hour and a half of work still to do at home. But then once everybody's wind down, everybody go off, I just go to the store. Now, personally, I order all of my groceries, but I walk around the store because I'm by myself and I get to see new stuff that I want. And it could just be Meijer, Walmart. I'm just going, Jay know I go grab a scratch off. And I've been the one that got me a nice little frappe or something. And I'm just walking around, and it's only 30 minutes, an hour. I'm just looking, oh, the kids smell like this. Oh, well, this could be cute in the house. And it's like, I love crafting, so anything I can put somewhere to do something else, I'm like, oh, this would be cute for this. This would be cute for this. Then I just come back home like, everybody ready for this? I'm ready. Y'all hungry? You know, everybody good? Everybody got what they need. They came home, got your snack, you know, watch TV.
Right.
We hungry. What were we? What y'all guys? Nothing. But that's how I do it. And it's different, because even the weekend is different, because of course I still have clients who reach out, and it's like, you can have me on the phone for hours, and it's like, oh, it's the weekend. I like to sit outside in my backyard on the deck, and I just relax, feet up, and my kids be running out. I don't even hear them. I just be sitting there. They gotta come up and tell me like, hey, I never forgot. Now we all was out here for a minute, but it's like I just enjoy being in calm areas. I've been in so many rowdy areas. It doesn't take much for me to be relaxed. As long as everyone is, if I'm in a happy space, I'm okay. It could be 1 million people here, but if everybody got good vibes, I'm okay. It's the negativity where it's like, oh, I gotta go step back from that. So that's really how I, balance it in other words.
I think that's super important. I'm glad that both of you said that, because a lot of times we want to stretch ourselves to capacity and never take care of ourselves. And so the mere fact that both of you, and I don't like to bring age in, but I want to right now, because you're both millennials, right? Aren't you millennials, or are you Gen X?
I
get lost.
Gen Z, whatever. All I can say is, my point is that you are younger and you have enough sense to know that you have to take that mental break, right? So many of us work out in the public, and even whether you're a cashier or whatever it is, I see so many people broken because they hate their job. They don't find that space to relax, to relate, release. And now we feel, as the customer, the brunt end of that. And so it has to be super important for you guys to find that happy medium, because no person that is already broken needs to hear from another broken person talking about they helping them. Right. And so I really wanted to bring that up, because a lot of times we think, sometimes because we think just because we showed up that we're doing a person a service. Actually, we can be damaging them more. Like, maybe you should have stayed home, sis, because maybe today you hungry. Like, you should have ate before you came. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, bro, you know what I'm saying? You should have got some before you came to work today, because you ain't feeling right. Because now I got to be broken and then feel your brokenness on top of that. So I wanted to know how you dealt with that, because I'm really thinking, not that age really matters, but I wanted to point out that this is coming from a younger generation that has sense enough to know that you've got to find that release, that
That's it.
space to let it go, right? In your personal life as well as your professional life. And I just wanted to bring that up. And this will be, let's go to Jay. Can you discuss any challenges you face in integrating your personal history into your professional advocacy work?
I would say the most challenging for me is definitely when I first started to go back into the setting of, you know, working with the kids, seeing that is a lot more of like me. And I know it's a lot more like me, but it's just the simple fact that having these conversations with them, and yeah, my dad then beat up on my mom, and I don't know what to do. One point of me is mad, I want to help, but the other point is that's my dad. But I had to let them know, like, I went through this too, and the only thing I would have did from my past to now is definitely tell someone. Don't let that bottle up and eat you inside, because you got to go to school, you got to fake it. Now, by you dealing with this from home, you lashing out in school, because any little thing will make you snap. And I was fighting in school every day. Every day I would get in trouble, and it wasn't necessary trying to, you know, be the class clown or anything like that. I was taking all that hurt and all that anger from home, seeing what my dad would do to my mom, and projecting that on other people. So anything that I dislike or anything that I see somebody do that I dislike, I would fight them. And it wasn't simply because I didn't like them. It was just simply I was angry. I ain't had no other way of getting that out. I didn't talk to my big brother about it. I didn't talk to a sister about it, or auntie or a cousin. I took all that with me to school, and that's why I was getting in trouble at school. So now I like to let them know, like, you have to share this, even if you want to write it down. And I know a lot of the fellas are like, oh, I don't want to write that down. We got that stigma of, oh, keeping this pride in, and we ain't got to write it down because that's for soft people, or I don't need to tell nobody. But you do, because it's gonna eat you up inside.
Right. I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, that's deep, because when you reflect back on what you went through, now you can take that and you can help somebody, but you also recognize that you could have done something different.
Yeah.
You know, but when you're a child and you're going through it, we do not see that, right? I'm a survivor of, watching my mom, as well. And so you go to school angry, lashing out, or you're looking for something you're not getting at home. So it can work two different ways. You either have anger, or you try to get friends with everybody because you just want to feel loved. You want to feel acknowledged, right? You want to feel warm and cuddly, because at home is hell and chaos. So being able to reflect back, but not stay there, so that you can still come back and help somebody else. I think that's imperative, right? Lex, I want to ask you a different question. What strategies do you employ to maintain boundaries between your personal healing journey and your professional role as an advocate?
So, my personal healing at home and work, they go hand in hand, but I don't push it off on those at work, right? You have work and you have home. These are, really personal relationships that you have at home. We get really deep in my house. We all talk about everything. And in this household, we say everything that comes to our mind. It doesn't matter. We cannot go out of this house doing that. But that helps us in here, because ain't no secrets, ain't no nothing, no secret animosity. My son, sometimes we just look at him like, did he said it, whatever. That is how he's feeling, right? But at work. But that helps me heal, because I don't keep things bottled in. But at work, there's still some kind of professionalism, right? So even with talking to my clients, now there are some clients, because you have different ones, I do say what I need to say. But a lot of people just need that listening. And it's like, that may be good for you, like, to just blurt everything out, but that may not be good for someone else's healing. They may not work for them. they've come from a space where I was getting beat on. I was getting yelled at. It was a bunch of screaming. I don't need nobody else yelling and screaming at me, So I rarely use that healing, that how I do at home in the workplace, because everyone is different. So you really have to like move accordingly. But at home, I'm glad I have that because I got so much out at home. I'm okay with not doing the same thing at work. It's 8 hours. And I feel like it comes more so with self-control and life in general. You can't just do what you want when you want. You are around others. I say because now here comes consequences. So you really just do the basic things of, oh, let me go get a drink of water. And that water for me is like, well, let me go calm down, to come back to the situation. It's real different. So you have to have two separate ways of healing for work and at home.
Okay. I like that. And understanding that the two are separate, right? Because again, we want to carry our work life into our home, and that creates problems, right? Because even though you have that open line of communication, at some point, what if your husband had a bad day too? Now you want to go and you want to dump everything on him. He might have had a bad day. You expecting him to fix your day for you, and he can't do that because he has nothing to do with what happened at your job, right? Because he has some problems at his job. And so just finding that happy medium of understanding like that safe space yet again, and understanding that the two are separate, but still carrying the fact that you don't have to carry the weight, the stresses, the burdens, because you got a release. You have your husband, you have an open door policy, right? So now if you come to that person, I don't got to do this with you because I have the freedom to do this in my personal life. So when I
exactly, we have a scale of, we have a scale of 1 to 10, right? We both get off at the same time. When we get home, because we take at least 30 minutes to ourselves for breakdown, and then that's when we all go off and split. We ask even the kids, how was your day? They gonna always say good, and we can know they lying half of the time. But then after we talk to the kids and they go ahead and do what they gonna do, we be like, who first? And I'm like, you go first because I got something for you today. So you go first. And then he be like, where you at? I'm like, I'm at a 12 out of 10. Where you at? He said, I'm at a 4 today. It wasn't too much. It wasn't a lot of people at the office. I said, so you go first. But then it'd be some days like, I ain't got nothing for you today. I ain't, I just did emails. I had meetings. He'd be like, I'm at a 50 today because I left early. I had to go to the bar. I had left. I said, well, you go first. I'm listening because I ain't got nothing for you. I got nothing for you. I had a peachy day. So I don't just, like, we don't just come in like, oh, you have to listen to me. Yeah. It's like, what you got? What you got for me today?
I love that.
It's like, and then if it's a story from somewhere, from days ago, I was like, you remember I told you? I said, yeah, I need to hear the rest of that. I need that for me. What's still happening with that situation? So it's like, we ask because you don't want to feel like you come in every day and you don't even ask me on my day. It's like, we make sure we ask. And even at night, once the kids are in bed, what we got to do tomorrow? What you doing? What we got this week? We just have to talk. And that's something that I learned of that. It was more so he learned because even with being in this household with my mom, and that's just how she was. My mom says everything that comes to her mind, but she'll say it anywhere. Which you can't do. I just learned, okay, I can't do that everywhere, just here. So that's just how it relates. You still have to be mindful of others. I don't like when people say, oh, it's my world and everybody else is just in it. It's like, no, this is everyone's world. We all here together. And you got to move accordingly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I also want people to understand, like with you guys, I thought this was important because do you ever wonder, like, that physician that's doing surgery on people, like, what is his relaxation method? Like, where you about to cut on me, my boy? Did you relax? Did you meditate? And I think it's important for people when they hear this to know that you're not just taking these people's lives and just going at them angry and hurt and broken, but you're actually doing your own resolve and healing before you go out to help anybody else. You understand that it starts at home. It starts with you before you walk outside to damage another individual. You check yourself first. right? And that's why I wanted to talk about that, because when people hear this, I want them to know there are some people that are helping you that are helping themselves.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there, again, that are pouring from an empty cup. That doctor, that's why bedside manner ain't the same.
Yeah.
Because it's just business as usual, right? And so they just need to check in insurances they paying like they used to. So now when I go to the doctor, like, did you mean to give me the wrong medicine, my boy? Or are you just so stressed out?
Yeah.
Right? Because this is what we're dealing with. And so I thought that it was super important to deal with the mental of the providers that have suffered the same things as the people that they're helping, to let them know I ain't just coming talking to you. I'm practicing what I preach too.
Yeah.
I'm really taking care of myself. I want to be the best version of me so that I can help you.
Correct.
Right? Would you agree, Jay? Let's talk about it for a minute.
Most definitely, yeah, because obviously you can't, pour from an empty cup. That's not gonna help nobody, because like you said, your head is not in the game. You're not focused. So if you can relax and take some time to yourself, you will be a better servant to any and everybody. That's why I make sure before I deal with anybody after work, I have to take those 15 minutes, even if it's just sitting in my car in my job parking lot. I know before I drive off, I can have that quiet time, that silence before I go pick up my daughter, because I know my daughter get in the car, she has stories for me from school. She got this, she got that to do. And I'm like, all right, I know you throw 1,000 things at me one time. Let me make sure I'm in the right headspace, in the right focus to help you with your needs. And then same thing,
Right.
when my friends and family call me, everybody always needs some, or they need some type of, help with something. I got to be able to give you my all instead of pouring from an empty cup.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I like the fact that it's coming from both a male and a female. We always want to stigmatize people or put them in a box and just automatically assume, oh, he young, he out here. People have no clue how you're blessing people and helping people. Oh, she young, she don't know nothing. You know more in some areas that I have no clue about. I'm like, damn, that happened for real. You know what I'm saying? So iron sharpens iron, and you can always learn.
Right about that.
Again, the mental always gets brushed up under the rug. We just go along and get along, and we don't deal with that, and we just do the job. But it is more important when you do the job with excellence, when you do the job with dignity, when you do the job because you're doing self-care on yourself. And so I just wanted to dive into that, because now when people see this, or we pass this out and people know that, you do what you do and you're at Brightwood and all of the things, now they're going to know that they're dealing with two people who care, though.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, no, they got that shit together. Now she meditates. They got an open door policy. Now him and his daughter, he relaxes. He does his quiet.
Yeah.
He ain't out here. He going on conventions to help people.
Yeah.
Right. People need to hear this instead of just thinking we all in one box that don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Because we really do. There are some people like you that care. Now, let's see. Lex, can you share a specific moment or realization from your childhood that sparked your commitment to advocacy in this field?
Wow. I like that.
And I'm going to ask you the same thing. So, yep, Lex, and then I want you to answer the same thing.
My mom, but it's really hard. My mom asked for help, but it wasn't how people wanted her to ask. So it's not, I need you to help me. And it's like, y'all don't hear these silent cries. It was more so like, if I had someone like me to come to my school and talk to me, or because I'm from Detroit, Michigan, I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't nobody coming in those schools to talk about none of the sort. Only thing they talked about was the drugs and guns. Don't do drugs, guns are violent. That was it. There was no mental health. And I know mental health has gotten bigger over the years. But you don't have people coming in here passing out their card. You can reach me because it's like, besides 911 as a kid, who else do you know that's going to help you? You don't know about that she might need a therapist. But my thing is, you don't even know how much a therapist costs. I know my mama don't have no money. So it's like, there was no other way, or nothing was presented to me for help or anyone of domestic violence, even with those who was just less fortunate that did not have. So I've always wanted to be in a helping field. And with choosing domestic violence, I get to help the parents and I get to help the
It's
children.
powerful.
There were children around me and I was clean, you know, I did what I had to do, but there were kids who was in this probably the same situation as me or worse, and they came to school and you could tell, right? So teachers always go to those kids who don't have as much or don't look a certain way, and they get all in their business. But you haven't asked the general population of the school, like, hey, if anybody want to talk, oh, you want to talk, go to the counselor. And it's like, the counselor, we use the counselor as somewhere to just hang out. So it really, for me, was like, how can I help people like my mother?
That's
You
dope.
know, we go and talk about teen dating violence, but even when we just around kids in general, we get to know these kids. And then they open up. Kids don't have nobody that they can trust, you know, because it's like everyone is so judgmental. So it's like we have these friends, but your friends wouldn't know all of this was going on at your house because they're not a whole school
Right.
know. So you had to keep it there. So if somebody came to my school and just talked, then it's like, okay. And I can just go talk to them off on the side, like, hey, I got this going on, but nobody ever came. They didn't have these people coming in. Oh, of course, you got firefighters that come in. Oh, it's career day. Never did you have a therapist come in for career day. Mental health specialists were not coming here for career day. You had police officers, you had lawyers, you had doctors. Like, okay,
That's powerful.
you didn't have that for career day. So it was like, how would you know about any of this besides growing up, learning, looking, asking?
That's
and like
dope.
you said, these conventions, we had so many trainings, it don't make no sense, but it sharpens our mind. And we could be there for 8 hours and I feel like it's a win as long as we learned at least 20 minutes worth of stuff. We could have known everything else. At least I learned something today. And so that's just like how I got here, because my mom is still in her situation. Same person, doesn't matter. But it's like, these people are asking for help. But you only want to help them if they begging you, if they asking you a certain way, if they on their knees and you're basically, you know, like demeaning them to get help from you. And no one wants to feel that way. I already know I'm in a fucked up situation. I don't want to have to do that, because now it's like, do you really care about me? Do you really want to help me? Or is this is for you, like, your personal gains?
So that you can say I helped, so that you can, you know, add another stripe, you know what I'm saying, to your uniform, be like, yeah, I helped her out, she was down. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, I gave her money. I helped her out. You know what I'm saying? You want bragging rights instead of helping rights, you know? And so, I got to have you answer that, because I know I'm going to ask it again. Like, can you share a specific moment or realization from your childhood that sparked your commitment to advocacy in this field?
I would just say, I use this for everything that I do. I would never want somebody to feel how I felt in those moments. Like, and don't get me wrong, my mama, she's no soft, she's no pushover. And even though they was going through it, she will fight back. But it's just a simple fact. That's my mama. Like, she shouldn't be fighting. That's not what she's supposed to be doing. You know, she's supposed to be, you know, tending to the kids, taking care of us, you know, living her life. But to come home and see her, you know, basically fighting every day, that put a bad taste in my mouth. So I would never want somebody to feel the way I was feeling. So that's why it was very important to me to, you know, do the job that I'm doing now, is definitely talking to the kids, let them know, hey, I am coming from that type of situation and we can make it past this. I know I can make it past it, because trust me, I was no good person. I did some things, and I'm telling you, if you knew people in my city, they would definitely tell you, nah, he definitely was rough around the edges. But I like to let them know that we are here, we can make it past it, because I never want nobody to feel that way. That's our mama. Like, seeing my mama get beat up on, like, you know, and I'm in between because that's my dad, but at the end of the day, that's my mama. I will fuck any person up about my
Anybody.
mama.
You better say
You
it.
know, I will fuck anybody
Hell
up
yeah.
about my mama. But at the end of
Hell
the day,
yeah.
like if I was a little older and my mind was a little different, I probably would have took it there with my dad. Like because
Right.
you know, after that situation, I went to fighting grown men because now I'm like, whatever I can't get off on him, I'm gonna get off on you.
On
Like,
the next person.
on the next person. Like anybody that ran across me, you gotta see me because this is what I'm dealing with. But
Right.
we don't have to do that. It's another
Right.
way to the situation. So definitely that's the reason why I'm doing the job that I'm doing now. It's just I would never want nobody. I don't wish this on my worst enemy to feel how I was feeling.
I promise. People don't understand. I promise.
Mhm.
Like you said, that's your mama.
That's my
Like, and
mama.
it was so crazy for me because I'm an only child with my mother. So it was just me and her. I didn't have
Yeah.
no big brothers, no big sisters, no nothing.
Yeah.
And so, like, real talk, I told you, I don't know who I talked to, but I'm ready. I'm going getting ice picks. I'm like, we're going to kill this nigga. Like, it's me and you. Let's take him out. Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But then what was so crazy is once I was in it, I had none of that.
Yeah.
I was fearful. I was scared. I was intimidated, right? Because I knew what those hands felt like. I knew what that abuse felt like. I knew what the punch felt like. I knew what the gun felt like to my head.
Yeah.
So now I'm moving different. I ain't no pushover either, but I want to live.
Yeah.
Right? So those things, and just to hear that, like I said, you know, remembering, but not becoming or remaining the victim from that, right? Now, this kind of, I guess, ties into it, but I want to know, Lex, how do you navigate any internal conflicts or vulnerabilities that arise from sharing your personal story while you're advocating professionally? Because, you know, sometimes you can get that trigger. You know what I'm saying? You talking, like you said, and you might just, as you talking, you remember, you know what I'm saying, your mama being hemmed up somewhere, and you like, the mother, you know what I'm saying? So you talking, and you like, boy, whoo, shake that shit off because you helping today, you know? Like, how do you do that?
It's literally just that. You got, girl, you look, because I see it. It's like a build-up, and it's like, at that point, you got to kind of step back. Let your client talk, what they got going on. But even when I'm just speaking, right, when we are at these trainings and conventions and we are just speaking, but y'all to get too hype, you got to finish your story. You got to finish it, right? So it's like, get off that topic, but you just bring it down.
Okay.
It's really just like, yeah, because this happened, but you know what? I'm a better person today. You got to cut it. I cut it. I can't finish it, but it's like, this happened, and it's like, we was doing this. My mama, she got knocked out. Like I said, my mama, and like I said, I advocate for everybody because I would say 65% of the time, my mama was the problem. And it's like, I was in this lady so much, and she is taking me. Like, y'all don't know, or even talking to my grandmother knows, but it's like, that mom don't listen. And I'm like, you don't know. And then I have to bring it back to her, because, like, girl, you don't know what's going on. It's like, girl. But that's Granny, so I'm like,
gotta respect her.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Look, you just gotta stop, like, it's bad over there. Okay? I don't want to talk. We don't need to be there. You gotta let it. Because it's like, you know how mad it can make you. But then you automatically realize, it's like, I ain't getting that person no more. I'm so calm. And it's like, what getting mad about that gonna do? You got to stress yourself out on what?
Right.
After you've done this healing, you have all these, you changed your entire mind from when you was younger. And it's like, oh, she about to take you back there. And I'm not ready to punch something. But you also think, as an adult, you punch something, your head gonna be broken, you're gonna be fixing the wall.
Right.
There are consequences.
But
as a kid, you just do. I ain't gotta be tearing up my shit, So it's like, you can go sit down somewhere, put a show on. You gotta talk. I talk to myself how I talk to my kid. You better go sit down.
That's what you need to do.
Calm down.
I promise. That's me. Be like, girl, if you don't get your shit together for real, snap out of it. Because you go there, telling your story. Like, I can be talking to women because I empower women. I'm talking to them. Queen, you ain't got to take. Then I have Oh, you know what I mean? It's like, hold up, but I'm healed. Look, I'm healed. You know, I've overcame. I'm here. You know, but you listen, Jay, go ahead, chime in on that. I gotta hear it from a male perspective.
I'm like, man, talking to somebody, and I remember, man, hold on, man. I really let this man hit my mama. I fucked this thing up on the house if I see him, but I had to reel back in. You know, man, I'm a changed person. But man, back then, that's what the fuck you want. If I was this side spot, oh, you would have got the business. But now I can't, you know. I'm a changed man, so we gotta move accordingly. We can't let them, we gotta protect our sisters, we gotta protect our women. But back then, boy, you would have caught me back then. You would have got this business, boy. You know you would have got it. I don't give a damn, daddy.
But now you stupid
Daddy,
down to that level,
cousin,
right?
anything.
Now,
You would have
now
got it.
I feel bad. You feel bad now because it's like I'm stooping down to your level.
This man doing this shit.
I'm up here,
This shit.
but hey, I'm up here and I know this, so I can't even.
You gotta keep
you right here, right now.
That should be hard. That should be hard. Cause you be wanting to give a piece. You be like, you want to see me? You have to see me.
They hear your voice. They hear it. They like, oh boy,
They
you feel it. I'm like, yeah, boy. I was just there. I was just there. Boy, I was fucking.
They come back.
Fuck him up.
But look, be it like realistically though, like how we are our clients support system that they don't have. My husband is my person, so it's some days where I might have cut it off earlier because I was somewhere. When I get home, he be like, I take the kids outside, we go to Dairy Queen. I said I'm about to tear the house up. It'll be clean when you come back. I'm about to minute. Every couch in
Listen. And you need that. Like you got to, because you know, like in that professional setting, because one thing I always tell people, you don't let nothing fuck up your bag. I'm not about to let you mess my bag up. Meaning, even when I'm giving of myself to help somebody, that is my bag. Me pouring into somebody, see, it's not always financial for me. If I know that I can help one person, that has blessed me astronomically, right? It blessed my soul. If I can get one person out of that relationship they're being abused, if I can give them one word to let them know that they matter that day, right? And so it is hard when you're dealing with knowing what you come from and when people testing your gangster. Right? Because they testing it because it's like, I'm going to help you, but I will beat your ass too. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you know this, right? But you got to pull yourself back because you know it's for a greater cause. And so that goes back to the mental, because I like what you said. I talk to myself. I do. Like I was talking the other day, I'm on the phone with my daddy. I said, Daddy, I need a few minutes. I just need, because my father always told me, have your 15-minute pity party and then get your shit together, right? He said, scream, cry, kick, whatever you got to do in that 15 minutes, handle that. But when you come back, let that shit go. And he always told me, attach nothing to feelings because feelings change. And that's so true. Right now, I can be super upset. 2 minutes from now, I can be cracking up. So I don't try to get too involved. But it's finding that happy medium, that balance of understanding that you can't lose your shit, right? And understanding that you got to be there to help somebody not lose theirs. And that's sometimes a very fine line to walk, because it's like I'm hurting for that person. And now that I'm healed, I have to remember what I went through, even though I survived it. And I want to help you. But damn, I had to go back to my trigger for it. And now I'm shit. The fight your dude, my ex dude. Like, everybody, you know, and it's that balance is hard. And so I want people to understand what y'all go through too. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to tell somebody, hey, you need to tell, because now, like you said, you thinking, damn, I wish I had told. Maybe that would have been one last ass whooping my mama would have had to take. Had I went and told the story.
And one last one that she would have had to give me. Because she wasn't that in without sleep. I ain't getting nothing right now. To reap the, you know what I'm saying, get the end result of your shit, the brunt end. Because you hurt. And hurt people. So I wanted to point that out, because you are dealing with it, but you're not taking out what you're going through on the people that you're trying to help. And I think that's so important and dope as fuck.
the next thing I want to ask, how do you leverage, and I'm going to ask you, Jay, how do you leverage your unique perspective as a survivor to advocate for systemic change in policies and support services? And I'm going to ask both of y'all that, because I know you waiting to, Lex, you smiling like, baby, ask me. So I'm going to ask again, how do you leverage your unique perspective as a survivor to advocate for systemic change in policies and support services?
Pretty much, I just let them know, like, it's definitely more of us out here, and we definitely got to do better. Obviously, it's different steps we can take. It's different things that we can do to help the youth in the community. Also, like, we just got to be mindful of what people going through, because, like you said, piggyback off of what Lex said earlier, we focusing on the ones that really look like they going through something, instead of the ones that really ain't talking about it or look fine, but they do got things going on in their head, and they being quiet and being shy, and they heads down and not really saying anything. So I just want to spread that, to be mindful of the situation and everybody's surroundings.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. And that is important. And just being straightforward. I like what you said, just letting them know.
Yeah.
Like all this mask and everything, there is a need. And the only way we get the help is to tell the need, like not mask it, not fake it. Tell people, these people are hurting.
Yes.
These people need help. They need systems in place, tools in place.
Yep.
And although you guys are doing it from a program and whatever, y'all just two people. It takes a village for real to bless and help these people that are hurting. Maybe then we wouldn't have so much depression and mental hurt and suicides and so on, because people would have a place to release and feel like they were seen. Come on, Lex, talk to me. What you got to say?
Lex don't like policy.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't do policy.
To me, yeah.
Lex don't like rules. Okay, because unless we are like breaking, if we're not breaking the law, that policy just doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this is not something that we can go to jail for, I'm okay, because there are a lot of rules. There are a lot of policies, right? There's a lot of things you can and you can't say. But it's like, you said I can't say it, but if I say it, what's gonna happen?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? So it's like, when we talking to people, and it's like, you can't necessarily say it that way. And it's like, well, if you can't, everyone is not the same.
Not.
If I tell me a 2-year-old to pick something up, and he gonna be like, no thank you, and keep walking. Okay, if I tell the 5-year-old to pick something up, okay, mommy, I gotta tell the 2-year-old, I said go. If you don't go pick that, you can't tell me what I can and can't say. Right? Now, it is not hurting that person, because how do you reach people if you don't even know how to reach them? How do you do that with the rules and the systems and the policies, right? You have to find a way around that. And my characteristics is just straightforward, blunt. Let's go.
That's right.
Especially when I get the client that then left. They got on the nightgown with no shoes. It's like, oh, you ready? This not the client that came in and said, I can do systems when it's a little bit more fluffy. Yeah. My client didn't come to me fluffy. They didn't come to me because I'm fluffy, right? We can call the city hotlines for fluffy. Come on now. Okay, the people that don't do nothing. Yeah. Okay. We can call 211 and ask them, hey, we can do this. And no, I'm ready to talk to somebody. I'm tired of the phones. I'm tired of phone calls. You know, I'm ready to talk to somebody that's going to get to it and get to it right now. I'm a priority. Right? So my characteristics, we straightforward. You tell me you ready, we ready to go. Put your seatbelt on, because I drive fast. Go. So you need to come on.
I love that. You should say, let's don't do policies.
Yeah,
I love it, because that's probably what the problem is. All these damn policies in place that ain't helping no damn body. All these policies, there's a lot of policies and procedures.
Yep.
but they're not helping because they're all systematic. You put everybody in one box, but that person that grew up in Mississippi ain't gonna be the same as the person that grew up in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
That person that's right here in Indianapolis in my backyard ain't gonna be the same as the person that grew up in Atlanta, right? Or in Ohio, right? That person that grew up and went to Harvard is not the same as the person that never went to college. Right. So we're not talking about the same things. So you got a system, a one-stop shop system for everybody that just may be broke, but you're not dealing with that. Why are they broke? What's hurting them? What's happening?
Because
it's a one size fits all policy.
too much
Yes.
sugarcoating. They want to
all.
sugarcoat.
You gotta have something that was one size fits all, and it didn't
Then
fit.
put this on. Put this on.
This hat, one size fit all.
For I'm not here for alcoholism, sir. I'm here for that's all right. Sign the paper anyway. We helping all of y'all. All y'all need help.
Too much sugarcoating. That's all they want to do is sugarcoat and jump around people's feelings. Fuck that. You gotta let them know how it is.
And then we got people that because we got people out here that think they can whoop people's ass, that think they can treat people any kind of way, that think that they don't have to do anything, that they can just go ahead and be provided for, not have to be accountable, not have to do anything. And then now we got these men beating our women. We got these women accepting it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are in a system that does not give a damn, that has policies and procedures that could care less about our individuality. And now here we go.
I'm gonna say something about that. We got the men beating on the women, but the men that mind their business and got the women beating on them. I've literally heard a woman say, "You can't do shit because if you hit me, they gonna take you to jail." I know so many instances where a woman just started something and the man ended up in handcuffs because you've been beating on me for months, and all I did was push you off of me. And you didn't over exaggerate, fell, hit your head, rolled out a little bit. And now I'm system, right?
The system's in place.
Because a man can't hit a woman. But it's like, but you think you just gonna keep swinging on somebody? It's only people are human. And it's only so much that they can take before you think, oh, you know, your mama said you can't hit on no girls. And one thing my grandmother had told my dad, because my mom didn't try that with him. She tried it once. But he said, she tell me and my girlfriend about to come over there and beat your ass. That's what she told my daddy. My daddy said, so when y'all beat my ass, what y'all think I'm about to be doing? You think I'm about to just let you just beat up on me? So when y'all come over here, what do you think I'm going to be doing?
To let you just whoop me. I don't care if you a woman or not.
And my grandmother was always... Because my life is in danger. My grandmother has always said, you don't hit nobody. You keep those hands to yourself.
That's right.
But everybody with the mentality of men ain't supposed to hit nobody. And it's like, no, everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves.
Because everybody has a right to defend themselves. But because of a system in place, like you said, and I'm glad you brought that up because I'm always about being fair. Because women are not the only ones that are being abused.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this on one of our shows before. Like, men are being abused too. And sometimes it ain't because they're no hoe or no pussy. It's because they don't want to be in jail and because they know they a real man and they stronger than that woman. And if they touch her, they going to kill her. So they trying to refrain from hurting her. But then she keep poking the bear and wonder why she don't got no fucking lips. Because he done tried to rip them off her face. So you got to... It's about position and understanding too. You can't keep poking that bear. And again, because that system is in place, you can't do shit, nigga, because what?
Yep.
Now I want this nigga.
And how's his mental? He's sitting here taking this all
every day.
This man going to work. You ain't even got no job.
He providing for the house.
He can't even come home and debrief because you You like, go sit down.
It's big in the schools too.
Chill out.
It's big in the schools. The young ladies are definitely
talk about it. What is it like? How
the young ladies are definitely beating on the young men in the schools.
Wow,
definitely. It's very big. In the hallways, they beating up on them young men, especially if they feel like you not catering to them and you talking to somebody else. Oh yeah, you finna get it. You finna get it. So what you
Wow.
think the young
And they're
man?
like, Miss Johnson, you see, he
Yeah,
just pushed
he
me.
just
And it's
grabbed
like,
my
I
arm.
saw him, but I
Yeah.
thought you been hitting him up all the way up the hallway.
Yeah.
I seen him. You didn't keep on interested. I said, you see, he put his hands on me. He's like, girl, he ain't touched
shoved
you.
me against
But
the
I saw
locker.
you hit that all the way back.
You just
Ain't
slapped
did
that man about
nothing.
3 times, and just because he grabbed you and moved you out the way, oh, he didn't shove me against the locker. No, you didn't slap that man
but
about 60 times.
exactly. He tried to refrain from using any force. But you kept on. Because, like, again, I have been a victim of it, but I've seen that too. I've seen women do their thing. You know what I'm saying? But I've also seen men where just like a woman get tired,
They end
they
up
got tired too when they done flip they shit. And so I don't feel like it's fair just because you a man or woman. I like what you said. Don't nobody touch nobody. Because I can't tell you, I'm going to be real honest. I love my mama and my daddy, but I can't tell you if motherfucker hit me. Now that I'm an adult, it's just gonna be right. I don't know, like, cause I got a right to defend myself. You don't got a right to touch me.
Yeah.
Now, out of respect, and I'm gonna want to do the right thing, but ain't no policies and procedures in place for me not to defend my damn self.
That's all right.
So I don't give a fuck about your title that day. And that's what people got to forget about you. Just because he's a man don't mean nothing. Like, you got to respect. You got to give the same respect you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I ain't saying it's cool. Abuse or domestic violence is not cool in any facet. And thank you for bringing that up, that women be doing this. Women do it too. It's not cool. But just knowing and bringing it to the forefront. Because we was just talking about, just teen dating and whatever, or stalking or whatever, but it's a lot of shit. These girls are seeing it from us women, not all of us, but we teach people how to treat us, and words don't teach. We talked about it. So if I'm looking at you, my mom will be whooping her boyfriend, talking to him like he ain't nothing. What I'm gonna go to school and do?
Same.
The same thing.
The exact same.
People got to understand these youth. They got a lot of time on their hands, so they watching us. They watching everything they do. They watching everything we do. They watching the TV. They watching all the social media. So everything that they see, they going back and doing it at the school. So they just trying to one up us, and it shouldn't even be like that. You want to be better than us. You don't want to one up us. Be better than us.
Yeah.
Say don't be like me.
Yeah, don't be like me.
Don't be like baby Connie, because if these old shoes get off, you'd be like, I'll burn these bitches. I don't want these shoes. So,
right.
But I love it. I thank you guys for your realness though, because again, everything people want to put on the mask and again, sweep it under the rug, or we only want to talk about what's light and beautiful. It's so much darkness out here that needs to be addressed and touched. And I want to keep getting the word out, because then it can stop in the schools. You want into schools that these people are getting ready to be adults. And if they like that in school, these are the people that are going to be our doctors, our lawyers, our attorneys. They're going to be in our jails, our judges, our police officers. And if they fucked up mentally, if we're not helping them and all we got is procedures and policies that don't help, we are doomed.
Yeah.
We doomed.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to say
this. I'm not going to say bye to y'all now, because it's done. It's done.
Listen, and we got
a lot of work to do. It's a lot of work to be done. Because
we really do. So thank you for going to that convention. Thank you for going out. Grass to the feet to the grassroots, going to the neighborhoods, right? Going to the schools in our communities. Yeah, you going out of town, but it's something you can go in Vegas to bring back to Indiana.
Yeah.
So we can help these people, right? Whatever it is, these trainings, like you said, I can be in a training, honestly, for 8-12 hours and be like, oh my God, how many times they going to say this?
Yeah.
But if it's that one thing, that 15 minutes, that 10 minutes, that one phrase, that I can come back, and that was my wow factor, to come back and bring somebody with me, to bring them out of that situation, then it was well worth it.
Yep.
All right, y'all know I love chopping it up with y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you both this, of course. What advice would you give to other men, and then of course for you other women, but what advice would you give to other men who may be hesitant to open up about their childhood experiences and use them as a driving force for advocacy?
So I just, and it's funny that you asked me, because I just touched on this. I went into the jails and talked to the young men in the jails, and simple. look at me. Like they seen me, they seen the way I carry myself. Y'all, I was the same person sitting where you guys sitting. Don't just because I'm good now don't mean I ain't have a past. It's definitely a way out of this. So I just live by the living example because I've been through what you've been through. And I'm letting you know if you did the things that I did, it's not gonna be good for you in the long run. You have to
Right.
snap out of it. It's to start now. Like it's the now. You know,
Now.
don't we gotta do it now. Don't worry about what you did before. We gotta do it now. You gotta open up now. And then for your little siblings and your little friends and younger people up under you, we gotta start getting to them now. They gotta open
Right.
up, let them know you're there because obviously it's always somebody looking up to you, and there's always somebody that want to be like you or just
Mhm.
like your company. Be that person that they can talk to. Be their safety net because it's
Mhm.
not many of us out here. It's not many safety nets out here for the team. That's why they doing what they
Right.
doing. That's why they not home with their parents where they supposed to be home with their parents at a certain time, or they don't
Right.
have those old relationships like with their big brother because they want to run in the streets with their friends and end up getting hurt, toting guns, doing things that they ain't supposed to be doing when they had that safety net at home, when they had somebody to talk to, then we will be lessening the crimes and not seeing another one of ours dead over the weekend because of
Right.
some XYZ. So we have to get to them now. We have to let
Mhm.
them know it's nothing wrong with opening up. We got to get rid of that stigma. Yeah, because I'm a
Oh,
man, I ain't gotta share my feelings. I ain't gotta talk to nobody. Yes, you do. We all human at the end of the day.
yes.
We gotta be ourselves. We can't be too manly all the time. We can't be at home with our wives, our ladies, and our kids, and we just so gangster and oh boy, I ain't gotta let nobody know. No, man, you that's your family. You're supposed to be
That's
vulnerable
powerful.
around your family and your friends. Now, if it's a stranger, I understand. You don't want nobody to try you, you don't want to seem soft and all that, but your family is your family. Those are the ones you're supposed to be vulnerable around. And that's pretty
I
much
love
it. Just be yourself and open up. If we open up a little bit and be comfortable with our true skin, we'll be better.
Oh, I love that. That's powerful as hell, especially coming from a man again, because that stigma,
Yeah.
that oh, men don't cry, real niggas don't.
Yeah. Real niggas don't cry. Yeah.
And all of that, and so then you dying inside. So just to say that, because it doesn't demasculate you, it doesn't make you less than
No.
a man. It doesn't actually really think it's empowering. You know what I'm saying? To be able, no, you ain't supposed to be out here. I'm talking to you every day, and they're talking, no, I'm just saying, man. I'm be like, okay, hold up, bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh,
Yeah.
like you're a little too sensitive,
Little
right?
too
But
sensitive.
I love the fact that a man can be vulnerable. He can show his daughter that it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? He can embrace that love, receive it, show her that it's okay to be able to talk to him. It just breaks all kind of barriers when men are able to release that stigma and that macho man stuff.
Yep.
Still be a man. It's okay to be an alpha female, but have feelings. Right? I mean, alpha male, but have feelings. I apologize. And so I think that's imperative because a lot of men look young and old. Man, that's some pussy shit, man. I'm not about to
That's
tell
some
no bitch
soft
how I
ass
feel.
shit.
I'm not about to say that's a sucker. You a simp, nigga. Now you're listening to another broken person who doesn't know how to be a man tell you how to be one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Thank you for that.
So Jay, I want to piggyback off real quick before I get on the women. What our men is like, they women, like I always tell my clients, watch the negativity. Right? You know how you are. You could be doing. You could have just won $1 million, and somebody gonna have something negative to say. It's like, why? It's like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And it's like, girl, you ain't gonna do nothing but blow all that money off. And it's like,
Why?
you have to watch the
Yep.
negativity, right? Because it's like how men and women were just like, you've got so much negative feedback. It's like, what I'm gonna tell somebody for it? Like, don't nobody give a fuck about my feelings.
Right.
But my thing is, it's a lot of men who get with that girl and it's like, she the only one that care, man. Like, she the only one
Real
that
talk.
care. But my thing is, I'm vulnerable here, but it's like, he still gotta go outside. He still gotta go out there. And for a lot of people, they don't have the friends And since if this is a circle of 5, a group of 5 friends, and everybody is so negative and nobody want to tell nobody nothing, it's pointless to tell any of y'all anything. But that is when I start to recommend a mental health person.
I got it. Yeah.
This person don't know you from a can of paint. But it also comes with listening. But also, when we are talking about our feelings and when we're talking about opening up, we got to be able to receive something, right? Venting and needing and wanting help are 2 different things. You can vent to me all day. I can tell you what you want to hear. But it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So it's not like, oh, you want $1 million, and it's like, and then I ask you, okay, what do you plan to do with it? What is your plan?
Right.
Are you going to put more to your house? I know you've been talking about you want to work on your house. Not, oh, you going to blow all that money anyway, so it don't even matter. It's like, it's so negative. But it's like, you have to find these like-minded people. And it's okay to not be around the same people that you've always been around. But I'm not saying you got to get rid of them. Because we all got those friends like, I can only deal with her on certain days. If I didn't have a bad day, she the person I need to be talking to. Because she gonna insert herself and talk about all this bad stuff she got going on. And, those kind of people. So when you talk about us opening up the mental health professionals, these people don't know you. They have no reason to be biased against you. And if you try one, that might be the person that you need. You might need to try somebody else. So I don't want that to deter somebody like, yeah, I went and saw that lady. She wasn't And it's like, also, it's so hard to find our men in mental health. That's why roles like Jay is so important, because it's women everywhere, right? When you looking for a therapist, when you looking for a Black doctor in Indiana, where you looking at? Where you going to find them at? Right? So it's like, I have to find someone who meets me, who I can at least relate to. And that's another thing. Relatability, especially like with me and Jay. We are relatable. Because we've been through so much. We don't even have to be the same color, age, none of that. But I've been through so much. I can find a situation, or I at least know how to. I have that empathy. I know how to sympathize. You're right. You know how to be human to where everything is just not so negative. And one thing I will always say is, if it's easy, it's something wrong. Everything is not easy. So when you constantly doing easy stuff, and then it start back catching up to you, it's like, because you probably should have waited a little bit. That easy money, it has these consequences, right? If you didn't have to sit and think for a minute on like, okay, is this the better option or this the better option? If you said so, I was like, oh, I'm choosing this one. It's like, why you choose that? So we also have to look within ourselves when we talk about opening up, because you open up, but then you don't want to hear reality of, you keep taking the easy route out of everything. You keep taking that fast escape route of living, and that's just not the way to live.
And so it goes back to accountability as well. Like, open up, but be ready to receive and hear and listen, and then make the necessary adjustments.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to a point that, you feel like, okay, go talk to somebody, like you said. I like what you said about the not being biased. Because sometimes we talking to the wrong people that are biased. Sometimes they love you too much. Sometimes they're too involved.
Too many yes men.
Let's say that.
We don't need
oh my God, not enough no's. They want to just go along to get along. They can rust some feathers out here.
I tell people this all the time. I have to put people in my circle who are better than me and who got my best interests at heart. I don't want somebody to be like, man, if I'm in the room, man, that person was wrong and this and that. No, nigga, you was wrong. You need to admit to that. You need to go apologize. You need to go do this. No, nigga, don't do that. That's dumb.
Let's be real. You know better, bitch. Straighten your crown.
Yeah, we don't do this. Yeah, you need to fix that, man.
Don't sugarcoat it for me. This ain't what we ain't come from that. You bigger than this.
My point is that.
But instead, I know, girl, it's gonna be this nigga ain't treat you right. Let him go. right?
Yeah,
That bitch
you
found
ain't
you
mean
out.
it.
Let her
Yeah, she
go.
ain't mean, man. Fuck that. You was in the wrong.
Now it's
You
over.
should never hit that person. You should never did that
Period.
person wrong.
You was
We need a
wrong.
lot of that, man. We gotta
We
hold each other
do. Oh,
accountable.
thank you for saying
We
that.
gotta hold
That's
each other
real.
accountable. We don't do that a lot.
That.
We don't do it a
And
lot.
that's the problem. That's why everybody can go ahead on, and that's why so much ghosting.
Yeah.
That's why people can gaslight you. They can ignore you.
Yeah.
So many things unspoken, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody don't want to open up, and when they do, it's all surface and not really getting to the root of what's really happening. And when we do get to the root, nobody wants to help. Everybody want to judge.
Mm-hmm.
Lex, go ahead and talk to me. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to judge and talk about you. Rather than me look at myself and see what's wrong with me and deal with my own issues. It's easier. Y'all can open up and give you my opinion, but when it's time to open up and deal with my shit, no. I want you to tell me I'm perfect.
And then in that case, you need to be direct. If you don't want nobody to give you no feedback, just hey, I just want you to listen. I just want to vent, and I don't want no feedback. I just want you to listen. Then you
just need to listen in ear.
You just got to be direct. Be direct about it. So when you come to me, I ain't got to give you nothing. Just say, hey, I just want you to listen. You ain't got to get no feedback.
And I'm going to be did that for you.
And I'm going to do that. But if you get mad at me trying to help you, then don't ask for no feedback.
Don't come to
tell me. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not a fluff type person. I'm going to give it to you while I'm real, just like I need to. I know how to do it. Like you said, Lex, it's a way to say it. Right? It's a way to say it. I don't have to be all rude. Can you take me to the store? I can't take you, but I can say, no, I can't take you to the store today. I'm not available.
Yep.
And I can be okay with that. And there's nothing going to come after that because that's just what it is. You understand what I'm saying? All that, well, no, because we want to tiptoe. Right? It's a lot of tiptoeing. We want to tiptoe. I don't want to ruffle. Yes, men, like you said. No, let's make it work. Let's make it happen. Let's make some change. Let's help these people. Let's stop being surface. Let's stop being fake. Let's stop not opening up and letting people hear our stories, seeing that we made it and that they can too. Let's stop acting like men can't cry. Yeah, nigga, I cried when that happened to my mama. You know what I'm saying? That shit hurt me. And I'm going to let you know if you hurt, it's okay. Just don't stay there.
Yep.
Those conversations need to be had. Yes, I understand that you love him, but it is not okay for no nigga to put his hands on you in love. Right? Those conversations, I understand. I empathize with you, Queen. I understand, but that nigga ain't no good for you.
Nigga ain't shit.
And I'm going to tell you the truth about it. Now, if you go back, you grown, and I'm going to be here for you. But I'm just telling you because somebody got to tell you the real shit. He ain't good. And he ain't going to change. He been whooping you for 15 years. The 16th ain't going to be different.
Yeah.
Right? Those conversations. Now, let's just pray about it. I prayed for 15 years. Right? Yeah. I've been praying. How much more praying do you want me to do? When is somebody going to tell me, bitch, get it together and leave him?
Yep.
You praying, but you can't keep praying without doing no work. I don't understand it.
Is dead. Let's make some moves.
You gotta do the work.
Right? And I know that has to be hard in your field. Right? And so that's why I wanted you guys to come on about the mental. Because I wanted people to know that y'all human too. I wanted people to understand that you come from what you're preaching about to people, but the only difference is you didn't stay victim. I wanted people to understand that you decided to make sure that your mental health mattered just as much as anything else in your life. And then I wanted people to see that even though your cup can get low, you don't serve them from an empty cup.
Yeah.
I wanted that to be known because I appreciate what you do. Like I told y'all, I wish I knew y'all back when I was getting my ass beat.
Yeah, ain't too many people doing
I didn't have nobody. Right? I didn't have a little sister or a big sister or a big brother to be like, you know what? We gotta take this nigga out tonight. Tonight it's on. Mama gonna be asleep. We're gonna put something.
Yeah.
Look, get on your monkey suit because we about to get down and dirty, right? But now that I've evolved and I understand, that wouldn't have been the right thing to do. But not only that, it's a better way. It's a better way. And I want people to know that there's somebody out here like you for that better way. and I'm not going to stop doing this. And y'all know we coming back. Y'all coming back again, because I'm going to
Of
have
course.
more
Of
shows, more
course.
things to talk
Of
about,
course.
more things that you can dive into, more things that you can help people, to open up their eyes, because I want things to be brought to the forefront on here. I don't want no sugarcoating. I want to deal with the real issues. I want people to know that people are still getting abused, still getting molested, still, all of this shit is still going
It's
on.
abuse,
The only
period.
difference
We're here to
is
stop it.
right now, we got people like you that's traveling around the world, going to get the training, the education, and to some degree putting yourself at risk, because you don't know what you're walking into when you help these people. Let's be clear.
We
Let's
don't.
be clear. You don't know if when you pull that woman out, if that man coming for you too.
Yeah.
You don't know that brother that you talking to, whether he took offense to you, Jay, and he got a gun and he felt like you disrespected him. You don't know how he coming back.
Yeah.
So every day I know that y'all putting y'all life on the line. People don't look at it like that, but I do, because I was on the other end of it. And I know what happened to me. So I know that when that abuser is hurting people, he don't give a shit about y'all.
Yeah.
They don't care about y'all.
Yeah.
They want you to hurt because you took the person away that they was hurting.
Yep. You getting in their business, you ain't got nothing to do with it.
You getting in their business and you stopping them from doing their everyday shit. So now you got to pay.
Yep.
Who you talking to, son?
Yep.
You don't talk to me like that. Right?
Yep.
So it's all of that you're dealing with. And so I wanted people to understand the other side.
Yep.
Yeah, we talking about y'all going out helping, but I wanted people to see that y'all need help too. Mentally. Y'all need a peace too. You need a break too. You got to deal with your real life issues too. You got to go to your husband and be like, you a 10, you a 3, where you at today? Where we at? But you find that happy medium so that you can be restored and then go back into the workforce and help these people. And so I listen.
Yes.
We've been over an hour, but I don't care. I thank y'all. I'm glad y'all came on. Y'all already know I'm about to have you, put your contact information out, because I want people to know, because somebody gonna hear this and be like, okay, I need to call Lex. Yeah. I need to hit Jay up. Yeah. I can do it silently, and I know they care. And don't let it be somebody y'all age group, because now they feeling comfortable. Now they know that you can talk to them from a space where they're at, and not somebody that's going over their head.
Yeah.
You just up here.
You understand?
Definitely.
Go ahead. All right. Go ahead.
Well, I'm Jay Lockett at Brightwood Community Center. You can reach out to me. My work number is 317-431-8110. My email is Lockett, Lockett at brightwoodcc.org. You can email me that way, or you can just come up to the center, and I'm always there. And with any needs that you need, we are jack of all trades. I get it done. We get it done. Me and Lex, we tag team duel. We get it done.
Yes.
Yes, and y'all can, of course, come see me at Brightwood Community Center. We're at 2140 North Arsenal Ave, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46218. Or you can reach me at my work number at 317-533-2473. And I'm always available. So if you need help with anything, please give us a call.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate you guys so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do. We always get on here, raw, uncut conversations, real, down to earth. We trying to put it out there so we can help everybody. This is Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast. We are on iHeart. We are on Spotify. We are on Podbean. We are on Amazon. You name it, we own it, right? We are trying to get it there at them. So listen, we on YouTube, and we're going to keep going and growing. And we want you to share this, pass the word around, get these messages out, share it, follow us, subscribe, right? Because we want to keep on having conversations like this that open the door for healing, that open the door for understanding. So again, thank you so much. Guys, you know how we do. We're going to hit these cameras. We're going to close out with a video. So until next time, we appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you next week on Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding. Have a good one. Thank you.
As we wrap up another episode of Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding, we encourage you to carry the reflection sparked here into your daily interactions. Let the echoes of diverse perspective guide your journey towards greater empathy and connection. Thank you for being a part of our dialogue. Until next time, may your mirrors of understanding continue to reflect a world filled with compassion, and unity.